That is exactly the way that I expected Columbus's coach to look and stand, and he's just intimidating. He's trying to – I can't believe Tony has arrived in the weight room. I also am unsurprised to see that Columbus has a professional-grade weight room. They do not mess around there. Tony has arrived. Tony, how did you get in there with Dave Dunn? It had to be with Dave Dunn's permission. He is Fernando Mendoza's high school coach, and right now he is a local celebrity of the highest order.
Yo resuelvo, papi. I told you that already.
All right.
You know what the deal is. I got Coach Dunn here in the midst here.
Okay, so do you want to, let's go ahead and then you go ahead and sideline report and interview the coach of Fernando Mendoza. I can't believe how accurate that kid is. I also can't believe that he is the quarterback for every abuela that has ever existed, because they love how Dave Dunn made this person be a model Cuban human being.
Coach, okay, let's start right there. How did you make Fernando Mendoza be a model Cuban human being?
I'm gringo of the highest order.
What? No way.
So I had nothing to do with it. That's all his parents.
Coach, when you think of Fernando Mendoza, getting him as a freshman to now where he stands as a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback who's about to play for the national championship on an undefeated team and presumably maybe the number one pick in the NFL draft, how have you seen that that transition from him as a kid to now a grown man?
It's been amazing to watch. You know, the cool thing about him is just how much he loves the sport and how much he pours his heart and soul into it. And he really is that energetic of a young man. He, like everyone would ask me after his interviews, they said, "Is that how he really is?" That's how he really is. He attacks every single day that way. It's surreal. But watching him have the success he's had on this stage has really been amazing for our whole community.
Dave, can you go to the game? Are you going to be able to go to the game? Tickets are very hard to get.
I was able to squeeze a couple tickets out of some people here. Yeah, we got some deep pockets here at Columbus High School, and they came through for me.
If I were to tell you back whenever it is that you thought Fernando Mendoza was going to be something, what's the best that's going to be? He's exceeded whatever it is your dreams were for that already, correct?
It's tough because I knew he had the ability to be a great quarterback. I just couldn't convince anybody else that he was going to be a great quarterback. So he didn't have a lot of offers out of high school. But once he started getting reps when he was at Cal and producing the way he did even in practice, I'm like, the sky's going to be the limit for this young man. And then to move to Indiana with the coaching that Coach Ignetti's provided for him has really just been a perfect storm, and he's taken off his whole senior year.
Can you tell me what that process was, you trying to convince people that he was going to be a good college quarterback and them telling you no, he is not going to be?
It was frustrating. It really is. And I think he always had a positive attitude about it, and I'm sure it had to bother him. But, we tried. He went to about 18 camps in like a 25-day period to throw for people. There was another ACC school that he went there and he threw, and it was the best quarterback there. When he left, they just told him have a good flight. So he literally went through the ringer and an emotional roller coaster during his recruiting period, and his positive attitude helped carry him through it. And then we were able to get a break late in the recruiting process, really late, like a week before signing day, and Cal came with a late offer. And it's just just seeing him get that and the joy that he had on his face when he committed to Cal was unbelievable. Take
us through the details of the heartbreak, like the details of you guys are fighting so hard to get him a chance because you two believe, but so few other people do. What is the greatest of seeing the crestfallen face where you're like, I can't believe this kid I love, I cannot get him the right chance?
On national TV, I can just say this: I told you so. It was probably harder on me than it was on him. I wore it on my sleeve much more than he did, and that's just the type of person he is that he kind of went with the punches a little bit better than me. But I wish I could call each and every coach who didn't offer him and say I told you so. But I have got some phone calls from friends in the industry that have called me and said I knew he blew it on that kid, and it's pretty fulfilling.
Fernando seems like a perfect human being on and off the field. We know no one is perfect. Name a single flaw.
He's a dork.
I'll take that.
Yeah, he's not. He's very nerdy. He's very nerdy.
Well, there are different kinds of Cubans, correct? Him and
Tony feed him that line.
Him and Cristobal are very different kinds of Cubans.
Yes. And his brother, I coached his brother as well. Alberto and Fernando are completely different, but Fernando's nerdy, and that's what makes him special. He's a football nerd. I keep telling everybody.
What is the legend of Cristobal at that school?
Well, it's the whole Cristobal family. It's a long lineage. It started with his older brother Lou, and then Mario here was a great player and a really top-notch offensive lineman. Not only here at the University of Miami, Coach Cristobal's 2 sons are on our team right now. His nephew Louis played for us. His other nephew Richard played for us. Louis now coaches with us. So it's the Cristobal ties run deep here at Columbus High School.
Can you explain to America what Columbus High School is, what it is as a Cuban institution, what it is as a Miami institution? I'm putting a lot on your plate there, but I'm sure you can do it.
Well, I'll say this. One of the things that one of Coach Mirabal's wife, who's the offensive line coach at Miami, told my family when I moved down here to take the job, they said, it's like a cult, but a good cult.
Yeah, so I don't think, though, that people totally understand what's happening around your school this week. Can you explain it to us? Because the media has descended upon you, has it not?
Yes, I usually don't wear pants at work. So this week I actually had to wear pants every day. I usually come in shorts and workout gear. So that's
solid pan, guys. There we go.
Nice slides.
Good
Everybody
job.
saw me on campus. They said either you have an interview this today or you have a meeting. So there's been media here every single day, and it's been great for the school. It's unbelievable publicity for us. It's just a great time to be here on campus.
Coach, if I could jump in for a second. Dan, by the way, I just want you to know, not only is Coach wearing pants, but I fought off CNN to be here. We beat CNN to talk to Coach. CNN is sitting outside in Black Suburbans waiting for us to be done so Coach could go talk to them. So mira que resuelvo that I beat CNN, Dan.
Thank you.
Just letting you know that.
I
often do.
I thank you for that. I also did not and was not expecting when I asked him to tell us about the most Cuban game ever and the greatest thing in the history of Columbus for his description of the vibes to be, I usually don't wear pants. But it's a pretty good description as far as those go. I don't think people understand, though, what's happening around the school, right? It feels like Columbus has a state championship game this week, does it, or next week? Does it not?
It does. It does. But it's a little bit. We're united, but the big thing everyone tries to do this week is try to divide us of who you're pulling for. Miami, the Mendozas, and I said this before. Is if you have a whole bunch of kids, which one's your favorite kid? You really can't give a good answer to that. I'm excited for us as a community and for the game in itself. I'm pumped up to be there Monday night, and really honored to be able to watch all 7 of our people who are from Columbus participate in this game.
Coach, what's the worst part of the life?
My life? Besides the pants?
I was going to say pants.
I would say for us is just everybody. 2 things. Everybody asked me this week for either tickets or who I'm pulling for. That's probably been the 2 biggest questions this week.
Well, and the answer to the question is you have to root for Fernando, don't you? You have to be at what's going to happen to your heart at the end of the game. It's at the 5-yard line. Miami's up, but Fernando's got the ball. He needs a touchdown to win. What's going to be happening in his high school coach's heart, even if he loves Miami, the city of Miami? Who are you going to be rooting for?
It's a tough call. I don't know. I'll let my emotions at the time take over. I can't tell you. I've truly, even in my mind, stayed neutral just because I've known Coach Mirabal and Coach Cristobal since 1998, and I've coached all 5 players in the game. To me, it's tough. I'll definitely be torn either way. Is the best way to put it.
All right, good answer. Well, let me paint another scenario. Fernando marching Indiana down the field. Miami is winning. He needs a touchdown to win it. A throw in the back of the end zone. It's picked off, but it's Bryce Fitzgerald.
Tough. That's a good one. I will say this: the last touchdown ever thrown in a state championship game in Columbus history was Alberto Mendoza to Bryce Fitzgerald to beat Mandarin High School, which is Carson Beck's school. So that's pretty cool.
How many people at Columbus High School, administrators, are still there from having Mario Cristobal there as a student?
Yeah, this is the place people go to die when they work here, so we have a lot of people still here.
Okay, all right, Tony. Before the end of the show today, see if you can find us someone who coached or was around Mario Cristobal. We will check in with you again later in the show. Coach, appreciate the time. Thank you for spending it with us, and congratulations. You've never had a week. What in football comes close to what this is? Have you ever had something that feels anything close to what this week is?
No, because even the state championship games that we've competed in, you're working the whole week in terms of getting ready for opponent. This one is you can kind of sit back and relish it a little bit more, so that's what makes it special.
Thank you. And last note, Tony, anything on the Cuban front that you wish to quiz him with on the Cubanness of this particular game, so that he can explain to America how estúpido todo esto es?
So, Coach, obviously you have a lot of Cuban things happening within not only the school but outside of it. What is your favorite Cuban dish that you can explain to the nation right now?
Oh, croquetas.
Croquetas, without a doubt.
Yeah,
From where?
good
What's your
La
go-to?
carreta.
La carreta, my guy right here. He knows exactly what's going
Come
on.
on now, I'm not a rookie.
Come on,
Yes,
come
he
on,
does.
Dan.
He has learned
Give me a
some
croqueta.
things that people around here, because Greg and Zaz, Stugotz, the way they have not been touched by our Cuban community down here, and David Sampson, and don't know how to.
Coach Dunn is boots on the ground, Dan.
Yes.
That's what it is. Those guys are not boots on the ground. All the guys you mentioned are up in Broward doing Broward things. God only knows what that is. This right here, Coach Dunn is on boots on the ground. Look at these feet. Look at these feet. 10 toes down, with pants on the ground.
Wow.
Here in royalty of Cuban Westchester.
That is correct. Tony, thank you. Good work. Appreciate the effort. He has managed to break through the walls of the fortress. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate the time. And again, congratulations. Happy for you and happy for the way that Columbus represents both our community and everything around sports, football, and everything else.
Thanks, Dad. Big fan of the show. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, sir. There it is, Mike Ryan. Columbus does not hate me. He just said he's a big fan. Well, he didn't say he was a big fan of me. He said he was a big fan of the show. So It might be you and your Cam Ward jersey back
It's probably
there.
me.